And I'm going to begin with the Daily Graphic. On the front page of the Daily Graphic, we have Phase 2, Tema Motorway Roundabout Expansion works begin. This is great news. Looking forward to seeing what the developments are going to be. I think that the Phase 1 of the project, I really love what has happened there at the Tema roundabout. It's just made commuting so much easier in that space, you know. Of course, when they are done initially, it's a bit confusing as to where to pass and all that, but you kind of get used to it, and I love the project. So I'm looking forward to the Phase 2. Hopefully, it's going to be as impactful and as effective as the Phase 1 has been. Minority TUC expressed reservations on the debt restructuring plan. Debt exchange kicks off, bonds replaced by 4 new ones, interest payments deferred to 2024. All right, Kujo Ashon Bridge cries for help. Yeah, you can see a photo of the bridge there. It's basically breaking apart. Maybe in the next couple of weeks, tops, this bridge, if it's not dealt with urgently, will probably not, be standing. All right, so that's it for the front page of the Daily Graphic. All right, we have the Ghanaian Times here as well, on the front page of the Ghanaian Times. Government rolls out domestic debt exchange program. All right, Finance Minister appeals for support from Ghanaians. Minority rejects government's debt exchange program, urges Minister to engage in broader consultation. All right, we have mixed feelings, greet domestic debt exchange program. Now, I know some people who've lost as much as 1/4 of what their investment was. Personally, I'm talking about, I'm not, people that I've heard about. I'm talking about people that I know personally who've actually lost as much as 1/4 of what they invested, say a year ago, in this debt restructuring thing. It's crazy. Yeah. Bato Paramount Chiefs destooled by kingmakers. All right, we go to the Chronicle. And on the front page of the Chronicle newspaper, we have these headlines. Fuel prices tumble at pumps, but transport unions mute. Yeah, I always wonder about this thing where people in the transport sector, drivers, the unions, and so on, they're very quick to react when there are increases and therefore they want an increase, but almost pretend as though they've not seen that fuel prices are dropping. Yesterday I got some fuel at 16 cedis for super per liter, but I also remember that I've been buying at 18, for a bit. But if you're not going to reduce the transport fares, then there's something wrong with the way your system works. All right. Volta is my second home. This is Alan Chermantin speaking. We won't accept 1.4 billion Ghana Citi contingency vault. This is coming from the minority. Oforiatta launches Ghana's debt exchange program, and NSS pushes for authority status. All right, so those are what we have there. And the scripture for today is not very clear on the page, but it says here, Proverbs 16, verse 9, better is a little with righteousness than great revenues with injustice. Okay, so that's the scripture for today. The Finder newspaper has these headlines. Atuasian to pay 32.5 million Ghana Cedi as reparation and restitution and interest on 57.5 million Ghana cedis. Okay. Support debt exchange to save economy. All right. Okay. Veritas is appealing to Ghanaians and investors. Well, these and other headlines on the front page of the Finder newspaper. Let me do a couple of online stories before we head off for sports review. Minority kicks against plans to, this is citinewsroom.com. Minority kicks against plans to increase government machinery staff in 2023. Now, I don't even understand the logic of this. On one hand, people are losing money through what has been described as haircuts. People are losing 1/5, 1/4 of their investments. And we are cutting back. We need to cut back as a nation. And government is looking at increasing its uptake in terms of the people that work for government. What's the logic? I don't understand. The people running this ship, Mr. President, and your people, I don't understand what's going on. And there cannot be any validation for these, decisions. I don't understand. Nurses and Midwives Association reject debt exchange program. Of course, this is actually a little frustrating because you put in 20,000, you go and you can only take out 15,000. You're like, that's my money. Where is my money? But hey, the government says it's the only way that we can save the economy, so that's what's happening. TUC fumes over lack of engagement on government's debt exchange program. So all the headlines really focusing on this. Economic crisis, arise Ghana protesters to hit the streets today. All right, so those are some of the headlines on the front page of, on citinewsroom.com. We also have a couple of stories from Citi Business News. As you can well imagine, the debt restructuring is going to be featuring big here. Government confident of reaching staff level agreement with IMF soon. The finance minister is making a promise here. And these and other headlines on citybusinessnews.com. We have Ghana weekend, and Alisa Hotel Laboni announces closure before Christmas. This is really, it's a reflection of hard-hitting times, that we find ourselves in. And Famia says, even gobe has become expensive. Yeah. Well, we're going to go for sports review shortly. Let me give you one headline that I'm definitely going to be asking about. We should find solutions, not point fingers. Sami Kufuor on Black Stars World Cup exit. Well, it's time for sports.